Rushing. All right, record-breaking cold temperatures have left millions without power and claimed more lives yesterday. At least 30 deaths have been reported, from car crashes to carbon monoxide poisoning, mainly throughout the South and Southeast. Texas has seen the most fatalities, as 2 million homes and businesses there are still without power in sub-freezing temperatures.
Oh, my God, that's horrible.
A house fire killed a family of 4 in Houston as they appeared to be using a fireplace to keep warm. As Texas struggles through freezing temperatures and power outages, frozen wind turbines have caused conservative politicians to criticize the state's reliance on renewable energy. But the wind power actually only makes up a portion of the lost energy in Texas. Yesterday, an official with the Electric Reliability Council of Texas said that 16 gigawatts of renewable energy generation, mostly wind generation, was offline. However, nearly double that, 30 gigawatts, had been lost from thermal sources, which include gas, coal, and nuclear energy. And state energy officials and experts reported that the major outages in the power grid came from thermal sources, such as natural gas and coal, not renewable sources.
So, Willie, I know this will come as shock to nobody, but Greg Abbott's lying through his teeth when he's blaming renewables for the grid going down. The facts in his own state by the Texas government, by people who follow this show, he's just lying through his teeth. He can't blame AOC. He can't blame the new Green Deal. He can't blame renewable. It's all his fault, and all the fault of the Texas lawmakers who continued to underfund their energy infrastructure.
And what a strange instinct to, in the middle of this crisis with 4 million people out of power, as Mika just read, people dying in the state of Texas because they don't have any power and they don't have any heat, to rush onto Hannity and blame a congresswoman from New York for the Green New Deal, which doesn't exist. The governor of that state, it wasn't some pundit or a radio show host, the governor of the state, who's theoretically, ostensibly managing the crisis, rushes out to blame somebody else. Ted Cruz, a Texas senator, repeatedly has mocked power outages in California, now being criticized as Texas grapples with winter storms that have caused many to lose power. As we said, after being called out by The Hill, Senator Cruz owned up to his old tweet yesterday, tweeting, "I got no defense. A blizzard strikes Texas and our state shuts down. Not good." Texas Governor Abbott corrected criticism of the state's...
Good for him for owning up to that.
Yeah, he did. He did anyway. And Texas Governor Abbott corrected criticism of the state's power intake on Monday, tweeting that natural gas and coal generators also were responsible for the freeze. This, though, was before appearing on Fox News to blame the outages, as I said, on the Green New Deal.
This shows how the Green New Deal would be a deadly deal for the United States of America. Texas is blessed with multiple sources of energy, such as natural gas and oil and nuclear, as well as solar and wind. But you saw from what Trace said, and that is our wind and our solar got shut down, and they were collectively more than 10% of our power grid. It just shows that fossil fuel is necessary for the state of Texas as well as other states to make sure that we will be able to heat our homes in the wintertime and cool our homes in the summertime.
Wow. Just a breathtaking lie. Again, the official from the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, which runs the power plant, said most of the power knocked offline came from thermal sources, particularly natural gas. Most of the energy there, Joe, is from natural gas. The truth of the matter is they're not ready for temperatures. Their production facilities are not ready for temperatures like this, for this kind of extreme weather. Perhaps they should have been, which is another conversation. But the idea that frozen wind turbines blamed on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez caused this is a preposterous lie.
Well, it is a preposterous lie, and they could have prepared for it. They chose not to prepare for it, which, of course, is really galling. You know, it's also so just galling is, and I'm just thinking back to another Republican governor, Jeb Bush, when we would have terrible hurricanes coming through our state. You'd never see Jeb Bush on Fox News or CNN or MSNBC. No. when there was a crisis and people's lives were endangered, that was the only thing that Jeb Bush was focused on. And if he were to get on a channel, he wouldn't be assigning blame. He would say, stay in your homes. You can go to middle school X to get food here. He was constantly worried about the crisis on the ground. Here, Peter Baker, you have a governor in the middle of one of Texas's greatest crises in quite some time, where people are dying and millions are without heat in sub-freezing weather. He's going on a show to make ideological arguments. This looks like an extension of Donald Trump's government by gesture. If you can't govern, then just make gestures and attack, set up straw men and knock them down. Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.